An important trip to Sodor Airport. And we meet two of Thomas's favorite friends. But first, Thomas has a present to deliver at the wharf. Here are some dots. If we join the dots, we will see one of the engines on Sir Topham Hatt's railway. I wonder which engine it is. Let's join the dots and find out. Here we go. There's a tender at the back, and there's the cab, and the dome, the funnel. Can you tell who it is yet? This engine's got 1, 2, 3, 4 wheels and one wheel arch just in front of the cab. Do you know who it is? It's Edward. Hello, Edward. Sometimes when Thomas is thinking, he puffs out a cloud of steam. Look carefully at the shape Thomas makes with his steam. Thomas is thinking about one of his friends. Whose shape is that? This friend has a long tail at the back. And what are these on top? They're rotor blades. Thomas is thinking about Harold the helicopter. Now Thomas is thinking again. What shape is his steam making this time? Thomas is thinking about a person. Whose shape is that? They've got a round body, and they're wearing a kind of hat. Who wears a top hat? Sir Topham Hatt. Thomas is thinking about Sir Topham Hatt. Thomas is thinking again. What shape will his steam make this time? Thomas is thinking about a place. What place is this shape? It has a curved roof and lots of arches. Of course, Thomas is thinking about his favorite place. Home. It's Tidmouth Sheds. Well done, Thomas. The island of Sodor is home to lots of Thomas's friends. Friends on the rails, friends on the roads, and even some friends in the air. They are all very different, and each very special. And they are all Thomas's friends. Thomas has two friends who don't run on the rails. Jeremy the plane and Harold the helicopter. Harold is a friend to all the engines on Sodor. Thomas always looks forward to seeing Harold. One day, all the engines were busy talking about a surprise for Thomas. Thomas puffed in. He was happy to see his friends, but his friends wouldn't talk to him. Harold flew away, and Toby chuffed off quickly. Thomas was puzzled. When Thomas arrived at Tidmouth, he was even more puzzled. There was Harold again. This time he was talking to all the engines. And still, no one would tell Thomas what they were talking about. Thomas felt very left out, so he huffed away. Thomas hid in a lonely siding. Then he heard a friendly whir and whoosh. Harold had come to find Thomas. Harold told Thomas there was to be a wonderful surprise for him. None of the engines could tell him about it because then it wouldn't be a surprise anymore. That made Thomas feel very happy. Harold told Thomas to puff quickly away. The children were waiting for him. Later, Thomas puffed into Wellsworth, and there was his surprise. A wonderful, sparkling Christmas tree. A thank you from his friends for all his hard work. Thomas was very pleased Harold had come to find him. Thomas wasn't so pleased the first time he met Jeremy the plane. It was the day of the Sodor summer picnic. Thomas was excited. He had come to collect children from the airport and take them to the picnic. Then Thomas met Jeremy. Jeremy boasted that from the air, he could see everything for miles around. Thomas could only see ahead of him on the track. That made Thomas feel he wasn't really useful. But later that day, Thomas and Jeremy were both really useful. Jeremy had seen, high up in the sky, that a bad summer storm was coming. He told Thomas that the children's picnic would be ruined. Jeremy couldn't land near the picnic to warn Sir Topham Hatt. But Thomas knew what to do. He would steam back to the children as fast as he could. He arrived at the picnic just in time. The children climbed on board, and no one got wet. Now Thomas always looks out for his friends in the air. He knows they can see things he can't, and that sometimes they can travel faster. But wherever they are, and whatever they're doing, they always help each other, because that's what good friends do. Thomas has 3 different toys to deliver. And there are 3 different groups of children waiting for them. There is a freight car with a scooter, a freight car with a teeter-totter, and a freight car with a ball and goalposts. First, Thomas is going to take a toy to the platform with one child. Which toy should he take? The ball and the goalposts? No. You can't play that game on your own. What about the teeter-totter? No, you need 2 for a teeter-totter. What about the scooter? Is that good for one child? Let's see. Yes, the scooter is just right for one child. Now, Thomas is going to take a toy to the platform with a group of children. Which one should he take? The teeter-totter? A teeter-totter is fun for 2 children, but not for a group of children. What about the ball and goalposts? Yes, there are enough children to make 2 teams. Just right for a game with a ball and 2 goals. Now Thomas has 1 more toy to deliver, and 2 children left to take it to. Is a teeter-totter fun for 2 children? Yes, the teeter-totter is lots of fun for 2 children. Thomas has delivered all the toys, and all the children are happy. Well done, Thomas.